Pablo Hidalgo, the man, the myth, the legend, the harborer of Star Wars canon, the guardian of continuity. Pablo Hidalgo was born on October 12, 1974 in Santiago, Chile, and was raised in Winnipeg, Canada. In his teenage years, Hidalgo became an avid player and enthusiast of tabletop role-playing games, specifically games published by West End Games. West End Games in the late 1980s was the only company officially licensed to create Star Wars RPG content. So, Pablo became fascinated by the Star Wars minutiae. He learned everything that he could at the time about the Star Wars universe, which, in turn, allowed him to improve the stories of each game he played with his friends. In 1993, Pablo Hidalgo submitted some of his ideas to West End Games. His ideas were directed towards their Star Wars Adventure Journal publication. Unfortunately, West End Games was only taking submissions from previously published authors. Despite his submission being denied, he was actually offered another opportunity. Peter Schweighofer, the editor of West End Games, hired Pablo as a cartoonist for the magazine. This ultimately allowed him to publish material for West End Games RPGs. With a sweeping knowledge of the Star Wars universe, Pablo Hidalgo was asked to help Steve Sansweet fact-check the upcoming Star Wars Encyclopedia, which was published in 1998. The Star Wars Encyclopedia illustrated and defined characters, settings, objects, and more. The encyclopedia was composed of information from the original trilogy, radio dramas, novels, short stories, graphic novels, and computer games. In 2008, the book was broadened to include newer elements of the saga, and the title became Complete Star Wars Encyclopedia. Steve Sansweet hired Pablo Hidalgo in 2000 to help build up StarWars.com, and after that, Pablo became the internet content manager for Lucas Online. Pablo Hidalgo wasn't officially in charge of canon cataloging or being the go-to overseer of maintaining the continuity in the franchise, but he was often asked to consult for those wishing to keep continuity within the saga. This wasn't an official role, but he became the go-to guy. Pablo Hidalgo actually has a background role in Revenge of the Sith. He played Janu Godali, and I'm sure I butchered that name, but the name is actually an anagram for his father's name, Juan Hidalgo. When Disney purchased Lucasfilm, Pablo discussed making his consulting role official to Kathleen Kennedy. This discussion led to the creation of the Lucasfilm Story Group. The Lucasfilm Story Group was formed in 2014. They are in charge of maintaining and preserving continuity in the canon. They fact-check, catalog names, planets, locations, and more. They also name new planets and help coordinate new developing stories. If they think something sounds a little off, they'll be the first people to say that it doesn't belong. Just like Steve Sansweet, it goes to show that someone's lifelong passion or hobby can blossom into a thriving and important career. From tabletop RPGs, to a fascination with Star Wars lore, to creating the Star Wars Fanboy Association, to becoming the Yoda of Lucasfilm. Pablo Hidalgo is one of the more important figures in the production of modern Star Wars. Without continuity, franchises have a tendency to be messy. Pablo's role is critical. Oh, and I love following him on Twitter. His sense of humor with the fans is perfect. And I have an uncontrollable Grinch smile from ear to ear every time he shuts down rumors and theories. Keep it up, Pablo. Thanks for keeping things in line. HelloGreedo, out.